Hey there, it's Kathy with Be Creative with Kathy, and in today's video I'm going to share with you the swaps from my upline. So when you become a demonstrator, you normally sign up under the person you've been purchasing from, I guess you would say, and so then you become part of their group, and then they have a group, and then other people. So you get these groups of downlines, what they call. So my upline's upline has this monthly meeting called Kindred Inkers. My group is called Creative Friends. Sorry about that. But we had a team meeting, and now this was back in May, so I thought I would share with you the swaps that I got from that, and then show you how I made my swap. So some of these things are retired. You can't get them anymore because, like I said, this was May, and that catalog from the mini catalog has since retired or gone out of commission or whatever. So but blah blah blah. So let me show you. This is what the layout was. We were supposed to follow a layout in our swap. This is what Terry sent us. She's the leader of that group. And so this, let me show you the cards. This one first, you can see that same layout here now. Now this is Cindy's card. She did a little bit different. She didn't do this one or this one as a banner, but you look, it's still pretty much the same layout, and look how cute that card is. Now this is the one stamps that I'm talking about that you can't get anymore. This is a retired stamp and die or bundle. But let's go on, because then you have this one. Look at this one, how pretty Mary McCannon swap. And there she did do all the banners and all the layers, and look at all this layering with that pretty. I should have looked up and seen what bundle she used, but look at all the glimmer and pretty how that card is. Like I said, this is Mary McCannon's swap from that meeting. Let's keep going. This is Terry. She's our fearless leader. And I can't remember the name of this one either. But this is in the new mini catalog. This bundle is. It's got this die in it and this stamp set. Okay. And then this is that Hippest Hippos. This was Denise's swap. Same layout. Look how cute that is. A little bit of hearts on the inside. So that was that swap. And then we have Janet's swap. This is Janet's. Now see how she made her banner a little bit bigger than the ones on the other card, but it's still the same layout. I think it was kind of fun. I'm not very good at using these sketch layout kind of things. I've seen a lot of people do these, but it was fun. Then just Cindy put an extra card. It was right before the 4th, what was May. So look how cute that card is. That was just an extra card from Cindy that she threw in there. And then this was my swap here. And now I realize it's a really easy, simple card, but I want to show you how I did these embellishments. So if you use a lot of pearls or basic jewels and stuff, you'll want to watch the end of the video so I show you how I put my little embellishments on this card. Okay, and real quick, I'll put this back in because all the measurements are right here. I used exactly the same measurements that are on my paper, well, except for maybe this tag because I used the banner punch. But also you can go to my blog now, becreativewithkathy.com. Yay, I got it all fixed. It's up and running. All the measurements will be on there too, as well as the picture of the card layout that we followed. But here I have all my little card pieces here. So I just have basic white. This is thick. It's 8.5 by 5.5, and I've scored it here at 4 1/4 for our card base. In fact, I want to leave it flat because I'm going to stamp on that when it's flat, and then we'll fold it later. And then I have some Blackberry Bliss. This is just your simple layer, 5 1/4 by 4. The designer series paper that we're going to cut into a banner is 4 1/4 by 2.5. This is Petal Pink, which is 2 5/8 by 3 1/4. And then this is just our little tag here, 2.5 by 3/4 of an inch. And the first thing I want to do to my tag is I'm going to pick a banner punch. I think that's what this one's called. But there's 2 different style of punch on there and several different sizes. This is 3 3/4, so I'm going to just lay it in this little groove. I like to turn my punch over, and then I can see if it's straight back there. Whoop, there it goes flying. And then I have my little banner there. Okay, so now we're ready to stamp. So today I'm going to be using Blackberry Bliss, Daffodil Delight, and Old Olive. And mainly those are just the colors that are in my designer series paper. I'm going to set this aside. Bring this piece in, this piece, whoop, and we need this one too. I'm gonna stamp, I have a little bend in my card, doesn't make me happy, but okay. I'm gonna stamp on the inside of my card first, and let me show you what I did here. I love this stamp set here. I'm gonna use this Amazing Year stamp set for my sentiments. I like all three of these right here, although this is a great stamp or image here too. But to a wonderful friend, you are entire year more amazing and lovely as ever, and then happy birthday. So I have my stamps here on blocks, and these are red rubber, so I'm going to just go ahead and not worry about my surface. It should be fine. A little bit of that Blackberry Bliss. We're going to start with this sentiment here, and I'm going to stamp it a little bit toward the left. Try to get it straight right there. I'm going to let it sit there for a minute, let that ink sink in. There we go. And then in some of that Daffodil Delight, I'm going to just stamp that happy birthday. And you know what, this one, because it's a, let me find the scrap paper. Because it's such a long, thick, I'm just one, I'm going to practice once. Oh, and it's pretty good. I should just went for it. Okay, and then under here, about there, try to get it straight. I'm gonna just stamp that happy birthday. Oh, nice. Okay, and now let me put those, no, we'll need both of those inks again, so I was gonna put them away. Now I'm gonna bring in my pad. Now I like to use my pad from the Stamparatus. You could also just use Stampin' Up's Pierce Mat, but I don't know why. Well, I like my Stamparatus pad. That's what I'm gonna use. And in some Old Olive ink. Now I'm going to bring in this stamp set here, Sending Smiles, and I'm going to use the little flower and the stem and the inside to stamp my flower in the front, or I'm sorry, on the inside of my card. Right there, in that Old Olive, let that ink sink in, nice. And then that little flower in the Blackberry Bliss. And I'm going to line up the stem in between here. And since it's photopolymer, hopefully we can see about where it goes. Just set that right there. That was nice. And then that little inside of the flower right here. There we go. So there's the inside of my card all done. I'm going to set that aside. Sometimes those darker inks like Blackberry Bliss take a little bit longer to dry. And then I have just a little scrap here of basic white. I'm going to stamp that flower top again, because then we're going to use the dies that go along with this stamp set. And what are those called? Those are called the sending dies, and you can get these as a bundle together. Just make sure you use the item number that's the bundle number, and you can save 10%. But we're going to cut this out in just a second using our die cut machine. That's what I'm, a little scrap here. Put that little inside in. There we go. And then on this little petal pink part, I'm going to go ahead and stamp that leaf. And I'm going to just stamp him somewhat toward the center. I think that looks good about right there. Let that ink sink in. Ooh, nice. And then last on that little banner, and because we're going to use the red rubber stamps again, we don't need the Pierce Mat, and we're done with all these colors. Let me put them all away except that Blackberry Bliss. There we go. And I'm going to try to get this straight on this little tag right here. I might get my head in the camera, we'll see. Drum roll, please. Whoop. Nope, look, I think it turned out pretty good. Look how that fits on there. Okay, so now we're done with all of our stamping. Let me set things aside, and let's do a little bit of die cutting. So again, with that little flower, we just need this piece here of the die set. Oh, and you know what else I almost forgot? We're going to need a couple of those little flowers that I used here as embellishments. Now, I've already cut two, just one time, so that way it would be quicker for the video. We can just run that through the die cut machine real quick and clean stuff off. Bring up the machine. And as I make my sandwich, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take that piece of Blackberry Bliss ink and run it through my painted texture embossing folder. And so to do that, we need, of course, platform number 1, and then the folder. I'll just set my paper in there and try to get it straight. Then lay that down. And then when you're using 3D embossing folders like that, then you just need plate number, whoop, I'm not in the camera, plate number 4. So let me run that through real quick. Okay, so now I have my paper ready there. Now to cut out that little thing, I'm going to use platform number 1 and then plate number 2. And now if you watch my videos, you know that I have a cutting plate like this that I use on the bottom that's pretty worn out, and that's what I use on the bottom. That's what does all the cutting. But I've noticed that my plate is so bad that it's starting to leave an impression on my paper. So I'm going to go ahead and start and change up and use my top plate, which is a little bit scuffed up but not bad, as my bottom plate. And I'm going to bring out a brand new top plate. It's going to be so nice to have that really pretty see-through like that. Okay, so then let's throw our paper on there. Where did it go? Here's our little flower. And I am going to use a little bit of washi tape to hold my flower in place. I just don't want him to move. I want him to turn out or be really, I have nice borders. That's what I'm trying to say, get him to where he's cut pretty nice if my washi tape cooperates. But we'll lay him right there. And then with that other little scrap of white that was right here. Alrighty then. All right, so we've lost that scrap of white. Oh, you know what? Look, we'll just fit him right there. There we go. Cut those 2 little flowers right there. And then our cutting plate on top and run that through. And now we have all of our little pieces and parts. Clear that out of the way. Get our paper out of the... Okay, and there should be one more. Yep, there's one more little flower in there. Let's just poke him out. There he is. Okay, now we have our little flowers. We have all of our little pieces and parts. And let's go ahead and assemble the card. So my card base here, now it's all good. We'll go ahead and fold that. I'm going to use my bone folder to get a real nice crisp fold right there. Now when I like to attach my embossed papers, I like to use a liquid glue. That way there's no pressure on them and it doesn't affect any of the pretty embossing we just did to it. So just with a little bit of liquid glue, and boy, oh there it goes. I thought my liquid glue was almost gone, but it seems to last forever. There's always a little bit more in the bottom. And then we're going to just lay that right there centered on the front of our card. It's really pretty so far. I do like the Blackberry Bliss with that painted. Now I'm going to just make sure that my card's the right way so I don't assemble it upside down. That would be awful. Okay, we need to make this piece into a banner. So I'm going to just take my paper snips and I'm going to just kind of, find the center here and just cut up, say, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch. And then I'm going to go from the corners here and cut to that center point where I stopped and make my little banner. Like that. Then we have our little banner. And I'm going to just take some tape runner and run that. And then I'm going to give it a nice border here at the top so they're the same at the top and on the left side. So about like that. And then with this piece here, I'm going to use a few dimensionals to put that one on. There we go. Couldn't get a hold of my Take those backs off. And then just place this so it has a nice border. And I'm kind of looking at the top here and the point here, so really the banner here and the side over here to try to get it the same as that. And I think that looks good right there. Okay, let's take a little dimensional and put our little flower on there. Well, in fact, I'm going to take two. It looks like it would hold two just right. Place our little flower on there. So far, so good. Look how cute it's come along. Then, with my banner here, I'm going to take a dimensional and put it all the way over here. And then just some adhesive here. That way, when you place it onto here, it's going to be flat, because the dimensional will be off the pink petal, or petal pink piece. And I'm going to put a little bit lower so it looks about like that. Pretty, right? Okay, then I'm going to take my liquid glue here, and I'm going to just splatter those little embellishment flowers like this on my card. Oh, and I dropped one, so I guess one is gone. Oh no, he fell on my lap. So here I'm going to just place those right there on that glue. And really, I don't know if you noticed, there's a hole in the center of my flowers. I'm not going to worry about if the glue is in that hole or not, because we're going to cover it up with our embellishments, because we don't want sticky on our card. That's why normally I'd worry about it, but we don't have to today because of the embellishments. And like I said, this is the Pearlized Enamel Effects Basics. They're not it's not crystal effects anymore. This, I would say, is close if you used to use crystal effects. And they come in three colors. They come in red and gray and the pearlized white. Let me show you what they look like. So I took some of our embellishments, and darn it, I can't remember what these are called either, but they look like this. They're just wood pieces. I colored the green with the Stampin' Blend, and then I put those pearl effects on the berry part, and look how pretty that is in the red. And this one I did in the old olive and the white, and look how pretty that makes those pieces look. And then as a card embellishment on this card, and I did this video this week, so if you want to go back to my YouTube channel and check this video out, but you can see here on the tree, I did the little embellishments there, and I did it on the inside of the wheels and on Santa Claus's hat. So it takes the place of all those embellishments that normally you would buy. You can make your own in this case. Let me show you how easy I think they are to use. So we're going to use white, and I'm going to kind of just put the tip there and put a little pressure on the bottle until it's full, and I should have done whoop, and then just lift it up. That one got a lot. Now it's not going to go. There we go. And look how cute that is. Just to make your own little embellishments in that. Now I would let that dry for quite some time. I'm not exactly sure. I would set all mine out and let them dry overnight. But look how pretty those pearls are. You can make your own pearls with these new pearlized element effects. So there you go. So there's my swap. I hope you like it. I hope you'll give these thingies a try and let me know what you think. Another thing you could do with these real quick before I sign off is you could take your silicone mat like this, and you could just take your little dots on your silicone mat and then let those dry, and you could puck them off and put them onto your card. And here you could make your dots as big or as small as you wanted. So there you go. Now those would have to dry, but then again you could just peel them off of your mat and put them onto a card that way too. Another thing you could do while I'm at it is you could go and make it into like a line like this, and then bring that down a little bit and make it to look like it looks like ice crystals or snow on the top of a box or a card or a chimney. Wouldn't that be cute? So that's other things you can do with these Pearlized Effects. And they have that pretty nice shimmer to them too that just adds to the touch. Alrighty, there you go. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great weekend, and I'll be back here on Monday about 1:30 with another project for you. Talk to you then. Bye-bye.